Creativity is a natural flow. I believe it's something that comes naturally. You only take time to develop it.
I do not fall for that. I think it's a psychosocial mentality that is an alibi, that is an excuse for addiction. Just because something isn't harmful to you now doesn't necessarily mean that it's not harmful. The world trades in the currency of culture. People are tired. People want what is new. People want what they can relate to. People want originality. If culture does not make us eat better, culture must change. If culture doesn't help us live better, we need to evolve.
No, that is not true.
Elaborate.
Well, first, I want to disagree with you. Okay, let me agree to disagree.
The general view. I'm representing the general view.
Yes, oftentimes people do say that, but I would like to criticize it.
Hello and welcome once again to Let's Talk the Podcast, another edition. Remember, we come your way every Friday on Let's Talk, that is powered by West Nile Groove. And in it, we talk about everything: culture, lifestyle, entertainment. And today, very, very exciting edition right here. I do have guests with me. My name is Wes, your host, remember, but I do have guests with me. I'll allow them to introduce themselves. Yes, I'm starting with the gentleman here, right next to me.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
My name is Muzamil, and I am a journalist. I'm also an author. And not to forget, at one point in the history of West Nile, I was one of the lead singers of the first hip-hop group called Bada Culture.
Bada Culture, lead singer.
Yes.
Now that is shocking. At least I have known you as a journalist and an author recently, but as an artist, I've never really come across that. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Another gentleman right there. Let me allow him to introduce himself.
Yes, thank you. My name is Dennis Aroba. I'm a contemporary artist, visual artist, and the past worked with Genius. It's an art brand. Came along the way, but right now, the CEO of ArtAri. ArtAri Creative Studios. Yes. Thank you.
What is it that you do? Let's know it. You said a contemporary artist, but what do you deal in particularly?
Well, visual arts, it cuts across, but I love to be called a painter.
A painter.
An expressionist painter.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are all titles out.
For some reason, we ended up on the same show, but my book is called Risking Change. It was my first book and is my first book. And the cover page was designed by none other than him.
Risking Change.
Yes, Risking Change. The cover page was designed by ArtAri Studios.
Yeah.
My brother did.
Niceness. So for those who are viewing, I think behind, if you look at the background, there is an artist there. I'm very sure that is going to talk about ArtAri Studios to define it better.
Yep.
In the layman's way, I think. So anyway, welcome both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And today we are talking something very serious. And both of you are creatives. You're in the creative world.
Yes.
We are zeroing it down because there's a belief that inspiration in the creative world doesn't come natural. There are substances that induce creativity. So let me start with ArtAri. How do you get the inspiration to draw or to paint?
Well, first, I want to disagree with you. Okay, let me agree to disagree.
That is the general view. I'm representing the general view.
Yes, oftentimes people do say that, but I would like to criticize it. Creativity is a natural flow. I believe it's something that comes naturally. You only take time to develop it. You identify your creatives, and you take time to develop it. Much as much as we're confused to say that it takes one to consume substance before they can be creative. No, I totally disagree with that. It's just a matter of understanding oneself and knowing what they want. Because at the end of the day, to be creative means being different. Because there's nothing new that we're doing, all of us. Things that we're doing now are things that have been done before.
Okay.
Yeah, we just revive them, we recreate them. So it takes one to really know themselves deeply in order to be that creative. I believe that. Yes, thank you.
Let me come to Mahajub. Do you believe the saying that substance use is the biggest factor that induces creativity?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I do not fall for that. I think it's a psychosocial mentality that is an alibi, that is an excuse for addiction.
So they're trying to cover up addiction.
Yes, they're trying to cover up addiction. So I honestly don't buy that. And my oh my, am I glad to be on this particular program.
Actually, honored to have you on board. So with all the experience you have from media now to writing books,
Yes.
personal story.
Oh yeah. Like I said, let us begin with. But way back, I think a lot of you are still running around in diapers. We are already singing.
Yes. I'm really interested in that story.
We were singing. So, but the culture, we came on, and
How many crew was there?
we were three: Bogi J and Jad E. Only God knows where they are now. We have sort of like lost contact, very sadly. But yes, we were raised into that same psyche, into that same mentality, into that same thinking. And you see, a lot of people these days don't have that power to question. We have AI; it does the thinking for us.
Okay.
We have the media; we have search engines; they do the thinking for us. So we don't give ourselves time to actually think. We are born into
independent thinking.
Yes, we are critical thinking, to be precise. We are born into the system. We just go with whatever comes our way. Yeah. Just like saying, you have to drink if you want to be a musician. You have to enter a studio when you're high. When you're zonked, you're not just high. And then stuff comes to you. Lyrics can flow. But let me tell you, it doesn't. It can flow at that material time. But when you hear what comes out of it
Afterwards,
then it's what's going. So yeah, we were soaked up into that stuff, and a lot of musicians are soaked up. Yeah, they end up losing it. A lot of people we started with, many of them read bananas, they ran cuckoos, they ran practically they ran mad, and many of them failed to catch on because of the predisposition to drugs. I think, like he said, creativity and talent is an art. It is a science. You either go to school and learn it, or you are born with it. It does not come in the bottle. Have you ever seen a bottle that says that if you drink this, your talent in music is going to go higher? Instead, they tell you drink responsibly because this stuff is dangerous. So, personally, that's my view. That's how I look at it. But there is more to this than actually meets the eye. And I'm going to try to break it down much further so we can understand that, you do not need to drink to go to the studio and perform. And one thing, that mentality of thinking that I must drink is because it negates the aspect of preparation. The reason why sometimes we are not at our best is because we don't give time to prepare. You think I'm just going to go in the studio, as long as I'm high, I'm going to get something good. But what sells? Let me give you an example. Music. What sells in music isn't just what the producer does. You can have we have very, very amazing producers, but the musicians are doing a disservice to these producers. The producer will give you something really nice, but you're not preparing. You need to do some serious vocals. Some people go to school just to learn how to sing for vocals. Some people have reached a point where they even buy music. In Kampala, it happens. A lot of people, someone writes for you and composes for you your job because you do not have that ability, that skill. But here I am. You think the alcohol bottle is going to write your song? A bottle. It will compose your music And then it will even help you do vocal training. I mean, come on. It does not. So this is one of, I think it's a sign of laziness, really. You.
Now not to cut you short, you've driven us to a point. The industry pressures, workplace, your environment, the same influences you.
Yeah.
So you've driven the industry, and you're there late nights in studio. Maybe as an artist, you have a late night session. You're touring art gallery things and all. You need extra motivation.
That one comes to me.
Both of you.
Yeah. One thing. You know what drugs do? The reason why a lot of us take drugs, especially for us who are artists and you know, who are in the arts, why we do drugs is, well, you cannot take this away from the drugs. Drugs help induce particular hormones. Okay, one of them is cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that helps regulate stress levels in the body. And I think that comes down to your point. You know, you are running left and right. You know, you are stressed, and so there is fatigue and whatnot. So it helps reduce the stress levels, especially the cortisol hormone. When you take alcohol and you take drugs, some drugs, not all of them though. When you take alcohol particularly, it helps to trigger cortisol hormone, and that is what generates the addiction. You become dependent on using alcohol to trigger stress management hormones, which is cortisol. So in some way, it builds that addiction. Eventually, it will build an addiction.
Okay, let me hear from the late nights. How do you handle the exhibitions? You have to be at to display your artwork and all, back and forth. A lot of work.
Well, it's true. We go under a lot of pressure, like immense pressure when we run our daily lives. You see, being an artist is, first of all, not supposed to be a one-man thing. You can never reach achieve your highest of potential solo. To be able to create art, you need a number of people around you. At least some people that can take out some of the weight you go through. Because as an artist, you need to create. You need to think before you create. Actually, before the creation bit of it.
Yes.
You need to understand what you want to do. Give yourself room. That's why you need people around you. You need to involve your community. You need to get into people to be able to understand their daily challenges. Because as a contemporary artist, I speak for the people. I may express my views, personal views, but at the end of the day, to be able to grow as an artist, I need to grow with my community. And there's going to be pressure at the end of the day. Most people say that our industry is for the rich. To some extent, it's true. I will agree with that. Because the work of creation requires a lot, and you're gonna need funds at the end of the day.
The funds, yeah.
The funds are a must. You can't survive in this industry without them. You're gonna need them, and if it don't come quick, of course there's
You're
going to be pressure.
You're going to be left out, and the pressure is there of being left there,
and
okay.
then you want to. Of course, you want to portray a nice image out here, but on the inside, you're literally dying. You know, most of us are dying out, by the way, which is very true. If you had a one-on-one with most of the creative artists, you'll find that most of them are worn out from the inside.
So the resort to. That is what you're driving to, right?
Most of them are tempted to.
Yeah.
They're tempted to, like my brother had already said, to use substance in order to, try to balance some of these things. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. We have various ways we can, handle pressure and deal with other problems that we face as creatives. But to say that substance use like engines our creativity, I still would say no to
So
that.
do you think like okay? You think
Yeah.
like it's supposed to come naturally,
Yes, yes.
but does the substance use illuminate? Sorry to ask. But does it illuminate or fuel? Adding it's just so here. Does it do that? I don't understand from your personal point of view. Then I'll come to my brother here.
I think it does.
All right. Thank you so much for being so honest.
To some extent, it does to some extent. You see, at the end of the day, I expect us to understand why we do certain things. Okay, whatever foods or whatever we consume, we should be able to understand how our body either accepts or rejects them, how our body reacts to them, and for as long as you understand.
How your body reacts and what levels the body can handle.
Exactly. You need to be so conscious about these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me come back to Muzamil. Does the substance used, does it fuel creativity?
It does not. I repeat, it doesn't. Okay? But what it does, from my own personal experience,
Yes.
by the way, one, you see, we have natural inhibitions. We have natural inhibitions. Like fear is an inhibitor. Okay? A lot of our actions, like let's look at morality. A lot of our actions, moral actions, are driven primarily by fear. One, fear of social rejection,
Social rejection?
fear of reprisal, fear of punishment. You cannot go and sleep with an underage today because you know you're going for yellow, probably 7-8 years old, depending. Brazil. So you see, fear begins to leave alone sanity and other reasons. Of course, it's not morally right to sleep with a child, but also some people are inhibited by that fear. So fear is a
Being
natural.
left out, let's just say. Or being
Yes,
left out.
left out.
You want to belong.
Yeah, you want to belong. So a lot of us, our lives, you know, our visions, it's regulated by fear. Okay, and fear is a very powerful inhibitor, depending on how it is being used. And so, within the arts, you need to express yourself. Okay, without expression, it's very difficult in the arts. Okay, and if you look at the arts today, we have social tenets, which we call culture. We have systems that are in place that might somehow also be able to go against what you are trying to express. Okay? Let me give you an example today. In Arua here, basically, just generally in West Nile.
Yes.
Let's look at the music aspect.
Yes.
We have had musicians whose songs have been banned off on the radio stations, on the airwaves.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the content. To the artist, he's trying to express something that he feels he wants to get out there. But you know, the social norms, the society, the system
moral
is
standard.
saying, the moral standard is saying, no, I cannot do this. Now, there is of course a backlash. You don't make money. No one comes for your shows. Okay? No one advocates for you. You cannot lobby because the people that are able to fund you and you know help you, there are people who also have some code with which so it affects you. So sometimes that fear guides us. But for the creatives, the reason why some of them resort, or some of us in that matter, resort to drugs is because we want to drive out that fear, that inhibition, so we can express ourselves without fear. To conquer that fear, we must look at female dancers.
Female dancers.
Today, if you do not dance in a certain way, you do not dress in a certain way,
You're not going to have the applause.
and at home, this is a clothes you cannot wear at home. You just can't. So to drive out that fear, we resort to substance abuse to remove that inhibition. I think this is one of the key things and then of course, I think the level of energy, physical energy that some of these substances provide is like unmatched. Okay? It's absolutely unmatched. But I'm talking about the performance arts, mostly the performance arts.
Yes.
But for someone like Dennis and I, who don't use a lot of energy, okay, physical energy, most of our energy comes from the mind. Also, some of these drugs provide that extra boost for the low energy levels.
But Muzamil, you've touched a very big point. So, am I right to say that the moral standards or societal standards that have been set have also, in a way, limited creativity?
Yes.
Culture has limited creativity in a very humongous way. But let us not use the word culture, because culture has been completely misunderstood. And if you read my book, this is something I dare to address. And I'm trying to emphasize, I'm saying, hey, look, West Nile. Let us try to understand culture in a different angle. Culture is not something static.
It's supposed to be evolved.
Culture should evolve.
End up in jail and all. So why do we lie? Who is leading the way?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. That's a very nice question, by the way. And that's the matter of poetic justice.
Poetic justice.
Poetic justice. Just because something isn't harmful to you now doesn't necessarily mean that it's not harmful.
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe, a serious stage performer, Broadway, drugs, done. Vincent van Gogh, you know Vincent van Gogh, you are an artist, you know him. His paintings rate with Mona Lisa. He took a gun, and put a bullet through his chest. Opium, substance abuse. The examples are listless. Even if you come to Arua here,
okay.
I remember there was something is coming to mind, but let's Arua le terukuba, Arua le ruku. Yes.
28.
Yes. We can talk about all those. Eventually, these things they eventually manifest very negatively. The repercussions are horrible. First of all, remember, you're an artist. You have no time to rest, and giving into these drugs, it totally affects your immunity. It affects your brain capacity. It affects your health. But there is something specifically I want to emphasize, which I think every creative right now needs to understand, to show you that actually substance abuse does not help you become more creative. Instead, it affects you very, very negatively. There is something, you see, the brain operates on frequencies. Okay? The brain operates on frequencies. And there is a frequency, the arpeggio frequency, which is 693 Hertz. Okay? There is the alpha, beta, and theta frequencies. These are the very primal frequencies on which the brain wavelengths operate. Okay? And why they are called the God frequency, why 963 Hertz is called the God frequency, is because when your mind operates in that frequency, you are elevated. Okay? You connect with the primordial force that led to the very creation of this universe. To the source of all creativity. To the source of all existence. You operate into the ether, or into the ethereum.
Otherwise you become the Most High.
Okay?
Yeah.
Most High, come on, let's not go into that one then. We're opening doors. But there is a reason why God made your brain to operate on that frequency. Okay? Because it helps you to connect with Him. It helps you to unlock knowledge. It helps you to unlock yourself. So when we go into substances, what they actually do is they lower the brain frequencies.
Your vibration.
Yes, they lower them. So you begin to operate on much lower frequencies. And these lower frequencies open channels or gates to other lower frequency beings. Yes.
No, that's scary.
You see, the point is we live in a three-dimensional world, because the other dimension, which is slightly higher than ours, is the fourth dimension, which is the dimension of time itself. Okay? And we are limited by that higher dimension. And must I add, we are only allowed in this physical capacity to see light. Your eyes can only see 1% of this light spectrum. So there's a lot going on that we do not see. But our dimension is crammed with cross-dimensional beings. Okay? But they are here. And so when you lower the brain frequency, it's like a radio. When you go left, you will catch 100.9 Voice of Life. If you go right, you're going to catch Arua 1 FM. Okay? No pun intended here. No pun intended. But let's be careful, because these substances, they have much more diverse impact on our mental well-being, including our spiritual well-being.
Yeah.
Okay? So for an artist, I think if you want to be able to reach the apex of your creative ability, it is not drugs that will help you. Instead, drugs actually do the absolute opposite. We will think that I'm going to open, go higher. But high there, man, there are gates up there. You don't know what gate you are going to open, okay?
A quick one. Is that why your career as an artist? Go there. Let me come back to the fact that you talk about culture. How culture needed to evolve. Let me even start with this gentleman, ArtAri. Culture needs to evolve and all, but now in the creative world, we equally have cultures. Like I'm doing hip hop, there's a culture built into hip hop.
Yeah.
How I dress, how I hang out, my social life, how I address people. It's good to be vulgar. It's okay to be on drugs and all.
That's not our culture.
The hip-hop culture that we found existing in
but not
like
our hip-hop culture. You see, this is why we come to authenticity and originality.
Thank you. So we simply just...
This is not part of our hip-hop culture. I think the hip-hop artists watching right now should be able to fuse culture
into the art.
Our culture highly values morality. Our culture is a culture of decency and of respect.
Wow.
Your hip-hop is not our hip-hop. It is hip-hop, but it is not ours. If you look at the Lubara aesthetics, West Nile aesthetics generally, we are unified people. You see, we exist in a classifactory kinship. And in a classifactory kinship, there is no distinction between... That's why Lubara will say, he's my cousin brother. But in English, there is no cousin brother. It is either cousin or brother.
Yeah.
And for us, we cannot draw the difference. For us, a cousin is a brother. Whether is a cousin or whatever distance, a brother is a brother. That's why they say cousin, but that one is not enough for a look. But add cousin what? Brother. So our culture is a culture that propagates love, togetherness, kinship, the bond of kinship. Now you're going to bring in your hip hop, which is teaching hate. You are destroying culture. And you see, drugs give you that energy to do that. That fear, inhibition, it removes it away. So I think for us as creatives, one, let us draw from the rich well that our culture provides us, so we can create uniqueness. This is why you see the Nigerian music, the West African music, the South African music is big, because they are borrowing from culture. Amapiano, whatever, they are borrowing from culture. And we are borrowing from them, yet we have
our own,
a very rich well.
Well, you could be wondering who is behind these powerful images that come to you every Friday on Let's Talk the Podcast. I do have good news for you. Visual X Creatives, located in the Jeffrey Trading Center.com complex, is here to serve your visual needs. Do you have a wedding? Do you have a music video as an artist? Please don't hesitate. Come to Jeffrey Trading Center. They are our partners on this podcast, alongside Ivan Shaw's Photography. Let's get back. Thank you so much, Muzamil, for elaborating about that. Originality, we are trying to borrow. Actually, previously I talked to one film creator around who also said that if you look at the films around, people are trying to copy. Even you look at the costumes people wear, it's Western. We have the content here. No one has bothered to go deeper. We want to see the story of Idi Amin in the international, national media. But no one has gone deep down to find out really who this guy is from the roots. We have a lot of content here, but we choose to. Is that an impact of colonialism anyway?
Yes, and sadly it is. It is. We have been brainwashed. That's that deep. But at the end of the day, I would just like to conclude by saying that there is so much to say here, though the time might not limit us.
No, it's okay.
But all in all, we can conclusively say that we have a rich well of culture that we're supposed to borrow from, and I think it's about time that we begin to incentivize our culture by propagating and selling what is ours. And it is the world today trades in the currency of culture. Once we understand this, it may as well spell the difference between the breakthrough in our creative world. The world trades in the currency of culture. People are tired. People want what is new. People want what they can relate to. People want originality. So you are going to sing, it's okay. You sing your raga and whatnot, but there are better raga artists. If I want quality, there are better raga artists out there who are from where raga originates. Okay? So if we are going to be good, let us be good at what we do, who we are.
Any creative watching us right now, just know, tap into culture, tap into originality. That is what Muzamil is saying right here. Let me get to ArtAri. Now, alcohol and drugs as social lubricants in our circles, in the creative circles. Are you okay with that statement? Are they lubricants? Because if I hang out with you as a creative, you drink and I don't drink, we will not collaborate. Is that true?
No, that is not true.
Elaborate.
See, me as a contemporary artist, I've worked with various creatives, like him as well. Had I known that you were coming on this show with me at the same time, I think it would have been a little different right now. Look. No, I'm going to say this. Okay.
Please go.
Yeah. While I was working with you on your project, I kept getting feedback. We had different ideas. We shared different ideas of how we wanted the book cover to look like. At one point, I had imagined creating a female character for your book, and then. Looking back at our traditions, and of course, I'll create something naked, not really naked, but you know how people be back in the days, yeah. Yes. So when I did that, and I had a few colleagues review it, one of them did say, "Yo."
Say it, bro. Say it. We're talking. Let's talk.
Okay. In other words, I'm not gonna say the exact words he used, but in other words, he didn't understand my expression at that time. Though I somehow agreed with him. We had to change the whole idea, and then we had to agree with what we agreed on. Yes. It goes back to our community, our society, their perception of certain things. One thing I know is our people are not. Most of our people don't like original work, by the way.
And how did you draw that conclusion?
I've been in this industry. I've had showcases. I've had exhibitions. our people still believe what is out there is much better than what is here.
Comes from here.
Yeah, it will be hard to convince someone that this is actually good. Though the material might be from here, you're stepping on it every day. It looks like waste. But if I put it to good use, they'll still undermine it. I mean, like, this is, you just picked this from the road and created this, but they forget the amount of time we invest in this. The whole creative process is what our people don't understand, which is why me and some other creatives, especially the visual artists, we're having a campaign on to we want our people to understand the value of art. Actually, before I sell my artwork to you, I will expect you to understand the value I attach to it. How are you gonna understand the value? The time is just one aspect of it, and my style. To stand out as a creative, you need to have your own set of standards and a certain way you do your things. Much as it's been like the community society defines it a lot, to actually a greater extent. So as long as I keep producing original work and I help my society understand the value in it, maybe in the near future I can be able to sell my work. But in the meantime, I want people to understand the value for it first before I sell it to them. Because I don't want to give out my carefully made art piece to someone who is, at the end of the day, gonna put that on it. Because I'll feel offended. I'll feel offended because this is something I treasure so much, and if you don't take care of it like I expect you to, it's gonna kill me in one way or another. Back to your question of
the creative circle.
The creative circle, I wouldn't say I need to be consuming the same things with you before I can work with you. No, we're all different people at the end of the day. Yeah, and we express ourselves differently. We have our different visions for ourselves and for whatever things that we're doing. And if I have an idea that I think I can work best with you, I don't think anything can stop us. To doing our stuff. Otherwise, my brother here will have gone to work with any other creative artist. We have a number of them in our city here. And
he came to you.
Yeah, the fact that he came to work with me. You see, this is one person that I don't dine with on a daily. Yeah, he's a person of his own, and I don't know how he found me, how he thought that. Yeah?
I think he's showing to you that there are people who can still value your work.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for valuing me. All right.
And by the way, for anyone who's watching, if you'll allow me,
it's okay.
He did a very beautiful job for my. He's really good at what he does, and if you asked me, I would actually ask anyone right now if you want some visual arts. If you especially he does a variety. He does paintings. Very amazing person, and he's a go-to person. I just call him a go-to guy.
Thank you. That is ArtAri for you. Okay. But I have two takeaways for today. Number one, if culture is not understanding, culture needs to evolve. That is from Muzamil. If culture is not accommodating us as the creatives, or yet we need to go forward, it means some things need to change. We may decide to leave out and ignore culture in a certain way. Yeah. Then ArtAri has said value for the original work. Two takeaways for me today. Want to say something?
Yeah, I have a lot to say. So, speaking of culture, I think this goes back to the creatives. We need to begin to create more cultural spaces, not just to the creatives, but also to the cultural curators. We need to begin to create more cultural spaces for creatives. For the artists, the performing artists, we need to start to create cultural spaces.
Currently, do we have representatives there? If you're talking about culture, looking at
yes, we have the prime ministers, we have the agofairs, we have. I believe this show is being watched all over the country, being on the web and whatnot. We have the Aluru institution, who are doing very well, by the way. They create a lot of cultural spaces. Exactly. And so instead of looking at drugs as the crucible for creativity, no, let's replace drugs with culture and see how far we can go. Let us use culture as an inspiration, as our source of creativity, and see how far we can just go. Because I believe we are so diverse in this sub-region. This small sub-region is the most diverse sub-region. We have a huge pot of cultural goodness. The culture we have is a golden goose that we creatives are sitting on. It can lay very many golden eggs for us, but we are choosing to ignore it. And we're now turning to the westernization, western subjugation, western propagation of things that do not necessarily reflect the person of what and who we are. So that is why you find a lot of us are taking inspiration drugs, for instance. So I would like to humbly request our creatives, let us take inspiration from culture and let us take inspiration from God. Dr. David Hume said that the world is one big machine, further subdivided into an infinite number of lesser machines, which is further subdivided into a number of machines that baffles human understanding. What I'm talking about is nature. Nature as well, because it is part of his creation.
I really don't want to trigger or anything. You believe that? Do you believe in God?
I am a Christian.
Okay.
And not just any Christian, I'm a born-again Christian.
Okay.
So yes.
That will be a discussion for another day. Yes, let's get back to ArtAri. Let's talk about the burnout and self-medication when it comes to substance use. We talked about the late nights and all, but also there are sometimes deadlines to be beaten. There's rejection. You have done some work and the client is not happy about it. How do you, what else is your go-to solution besides the substances?
My bed, by the way.
Your bed? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes my close friends tell me I sleep a lot. I always tell them whatever is going on in my head is way bigger than me. See, we creatives in our city right now, we come a long way. I don't want to say most of us chose this to do with no role models. Okay. If you go back 10 years from now, were there any prominent visual artists you knew from around here?
Not really, honest.
So we've had close to no people that we look up to from within here. No go-to people. Most of us, I would like to call it tryouts. What we're doing right now is we're just experimenting, because we've not had people that will pull us, try to show us how it's done, especially in
the creative world.
In my creative world, I will hardly mention five names, hardly. So it's never been easy when you headed out for things that you don't know. Like let me say that. We're just experimenting. We're trying to learn every day, and of course, by learning, I'll say sometimes we're tempted to, we're tempted to try other options just to find our balance. Okay, it's a tryout, it's an experimentation, and it's never gonna be a blame game. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna point fingers at someone for what they do, how they do it, because there's so many ways of doing the same thing. I don't want to say substance use is the best,
but if it works for you.
No, I can never push someone to something that is addictive. We can be addicted to so many things. You can be addicted to painting, like me. I'd rather just spend my time playing with paint and all that. Maybe get tempted to other things here or there. This is life. I'm not gonna lie to myself. Okay. At the end of the day, we just experiment in this life. We don't really know what is up there, what is
Okay.
Tomorrow comes with its own things, and we should just keep living and keep creating more.
Okay, now all this substance use talk, there's a transition to the consequences, like Muzamil had said. There are consequences. It may not be short time, but in the long run, we've seen people go berserk, people need to go to therapy and all. What is the effect on health, relationships, and careers? Because I've seen guys, now you're saying you don't have to rely on the drugs or substances.
Yes.
But there are artists I've seen who are boring without those substances. And the artists whose careers have literally gone down after the withdrawal. Jackie Chandero, this one I'm going to mention. What is it?
No names.
Since
you have started, let us go there. It is his fault. Okay? He has brought we said no names.
Let's go.
The repercussions are very horrible. I'm telling you, they are horrible. If you dig beneath the surface, I think the repercussions are absolutely mind-boggling, and they are very, very saddening. And then you align that with the figures. By the way, you see, like, this trend is changing. If you go to Kampala, there are artists whom you would imagine are doing drugs. Whom naturally, just by the way they look, or that you would imagine that they are very high on drugs, but you'd be shocked they are not.
They're not, yes. Yeah, you're right.
Looks can be very, very deceiving. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the consequences, the ramifications of drugs is trifold. It is physical, it is spiritual, it's holistic as well. So we all know what alcohol can do. They destroy brain cells, marijuana, and whatnot. They have an impact. And if I'm to quote the Bible that I believe in, Paul says that not all things are, all things are lawful unto me, but not all things are expedient, lest I be brought under the yoke of any. Okay? There are so many helpful things that can replace drugs, man. Right now, I'm into fitness. Okay? I'm into fitness. Lots of fitness. And one of the ways of replacing cortisol levels without having to do drugs is through fitness, through working out, which has become a trend. You see artists, they have their trailers. In their trailers, they have an entire gym in there. Because instead of going to drugs, they are increasing their cortisol levels by working out. They're increasing their energy levels, their endurance levels, naturally. naturally. Don't be a night creature always. Go get some sun. Sun is very good. There are so many ways, I'm telling you.
Nature, you talked about
Nature. Take some time to find yourself. Walk away from the traffic. Go and be by yourself. Connect to the very roots from where you came from. So there are so many ways by which we can be able to replace the substances, and they are very positive ways.
Okay. Once again, you are live on Let's Talk, the podcast powered by West Nile Groove. Today, very interesting. We are getting carried away. I do have Muzamil. I do have ArtAri right here. We are talking substance use, but let's wind up. Just a piece of advice to the creatives watching. Let me start from ArtAri, then we with Muzamil.
I'm not good when it comes to giving advice. I give one of the worst.
Yeah.
But I want the creatives out there to understand why they are creatives. Why they're not into other stuff. Why are you a creative person? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why? Keep asking yourself that question every day. Why am I doing this? And keep creating more. In whatever field you are, endeavor to create every time, and keep reminding yourself of why you're creating.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I will say.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Zamil.
Yeah, thank you very much. To the creatives out there, remember, you are made in God's image, not in alcohol's image. Okay? You are made in God's image. And if you look at God, look at God's creative power. He did not create the world in those 7 days, in that 7-day epoch. Creation still goes on. The universe is expanding. Dense gases are flowing into the darker parts of the universe. New stars are being born right now. Creativity doesn't stop. And we are made in His image. The brain capacity, it takes 1,000 years for the brain capacity to expire. Are you aware? It takes approximately 1,000 years for the brain capacity to expire. The sense of creativity, Albert Einstein came up with the theory of relativity at which age? In his late years. And this is like it's like the Magna Carta of science and physics and whatnot. So listen, there is no time limit on creativity. Your mind is as powerful. And that's why we are co-creators with the Creator, with God. So when you draw inspiration from God's capacity to create, and you align to that one there, believe you me, the sky is no longer the limit. It becomes simply just the beginning. So let us be authentic. Let us be who we are. Let us borrow from what we are, from our culture. And at the end of the day, let us think critically. We need critical thinking. These drugs do not grease the machine that helps to drive critical thinking. It doesn't. But it takes a lot of preparation. For us to be the best, we need to take time to prepare. An opportunity comes only to those that prepare for it.
We are ready for it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. For me to the creatives. Yeah.
Okay. Over the years, we've complained as creative artists on how our society, our friends, our family, and everyone out there that loves creative work to support us. Most times people have complained of our works being too expensive, but today I want to remind every viewer right now, from wherever you're catching us from, there are so many other ways to support creative artists. First of all, follow their socials. You should follow ArtAri 256. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, and we're on X. All right?
Yeah.
follow us. You can, keep engaging us. Talk to us. Most of us express ourselves. We represent ourselves and not you, because you don't reach out to us. I may not know what's going on with you. Maybe you have something that you want us to put out in visually. Or we can make, we paint on streets. You might have seen some of our paintings on the streets in the city. We make murals, whatever you have burning inside there. Reach out to artists. Let them help you express yourself, okay? Not everything we do has to be us, because we're here for you. So please, go follow us on our socials and get to us. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want a copy of my book,
Yes.
Risking Change, you can contact me. You can come to Tropical Suits Hotel.
Tropical Suits, yeah.
Yeah, you can get a copy of my books from there as well. Or you can call me. I don't know, we'll have this number running. You can be able to call on this particular line and make an order. And this book basically helps to change our mentality on what culture is and how we can use culture to improve or increase the cultural export from this region, which includes the creatives, music, the culinary aspect.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anyway, from me to the creatives, just do what works for you, man. Just do what works for you. Otherwise, it's been nice having you guys on board. Let's Talk the podcast. Thank you so much. See you next time. Remember, shout outs to Ivan Shots Photography, Visual X Creatives. Next edition. Subscribe, West Nile Groove. Catch you next edition. My name is Wise. Sign out.